All right, here we are at the threshold of this mausoleum. We are searching for the cause of the dead rising. And we're going to begin a brand new game here, a brand new scenario. We are at party morale 14. We've lost a little bit because resolve has gone down in some ways. Threat is beginning at 4. And yeah, we are at the fresh start of a scenario. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. Everyone is poised, ready to go. And again, as I mentioned in the last video, don't have a lot to heal ourselves here. So it's a little unfortunate going to a long dungeon, but we'll see if the dice help us. We'll see if we can't get through here. We do have a partial map. We've got to remember that. So as we get a few tiles in, we'll probably use that map to hopefully dictate which way we need to go. We have 6 and 6 of corridors and rooms, so we know that the objective room we're trying to get to is in the later 6, though maybe in after 6 tiles, 6 cards drawn, we'll start to think about using that partial map to find the direction that we're supposed to go. And of course we got to see what doors lay ahead of us. And here we go. Here's our very first card we're going to find. It is a corridor. The party enters a long corridor with a door at the other end. No special rules. C1, a fitting start here, corridor 1. Let's get this tile out and we'll move forward. Okay, the tile is placed here. Let's go ahead and roll for an encounter. We have a 30% chance from a 1 to a 30. We will trigger an encounter on the undead table. So here we go. All right, that is a 97. So we will not have an encounter in this first corridor. All is quiet. That was Bomber's first action. We have another one. We're going to go ahead and use movement for him. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He does have the fast trait, which is why he can move 5. Let's go ahead and pick another hero to go. We'll double move with Dorlin. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4. And go 5, 6. He does not have fast, although Neely does as well. He will double move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Monty will move in. 1, 2. And he's going to close this door with his second action point, meaning we can move on to the second round. Let's go ahead and roll scenario dice because we do that now that we are past the threshold. Right, and a 2 means nothing happens. No need to roll threat. For our first action, I think we're going to have Bomber move in, and he is going to check this door for traps and to see if it is locked. All right, we have a 5, meaning that is open, and a 1 on the D6. So no trap, no lock on this particular door. Let's go ahead and consult our exploration deck and see what happens next. We have another corridor. The party suddenly halts as they discover that the floor has given way in the middle of the corridor. Where the floor should be, there's now a large gaping hole of unknown depth. The party can decide to jump across the chasm, passing a Dex +10 test. If a hero falls, he will fall into the chasm. Falling hero takes a D10 worth of damage without armor, but with natural armor. So to get up, the party can either use a rope, we just bought some of that, that is good, or the hero must pass a Dex test. It will take a full turn either way. You must place the hero in any square adjacent to the chasm. Okay, we'll grab that tile and we'll move on. Here's the tile all placed. I wondered if we couldn't put this door like right here to avoid this trap altogether, but that felt a little cheap, so I think we'll just put it here for now. Let's roll an encounter roll. All right, and we have a 12, meaning we do need to roll on the undead encounter table. So let's do that. Okay, so here's our roll. One interesting thing to note is since we've been using all of the 2nd edition rule set now, we are at level 4 according to the 1st edition XP thresholds, but we are not at level 4 if we're using the 2nd edition XP thresholds. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stay at level 4 because we've already, changed our characters dramatically based on stat increases and new skills and perks, that kind of thing. But it'll just take us a lot longer to get to level 5 because we now have to go past that threshold. So yeah, I wasn't quite sure what to do there. I guess that's the problem with kind of updating an edition mid-campaign and mid-characters. But we're level 4, which means we're going to add 30, a d10 for every level above level 1 to this roll. So here we go. Here's our roll. And it's fairly low. It is a 9, but we're going to add 30, so it's going to be 39. So we'll check the undead monster table. And you'll notice here, we'll look at the undead table. A 39 is going to give us just 1 mummy that we have to fight. And it has armor of 1. So not too bad. We'll get him out. We'll put him here somewhere on this particular tile, and we will fight him. All right, I grabbed this Hero Quest mummy. I thought it'd be cool just to bring him out because this game is very much inspired by this line of games. We have 12 possible spots here on this tile. We'll go ahead and roll a d12. Re-rolling, if we get in the middle, we'll go kind of 1 to 6, and then the bottom half here will be the second half of that die roll. He's going to be on an 8, so he'll be right here, ready to take us out. We'll grab his card, and we'll put some tokens in the bag, and we'll have our first combat of this scenario. All right, here we go. We're all set up, ready to fight this mummy. Let's go ahead and roll scenario die. All right, and that is 6. So, let's go to the bag here. First up is one of ours. So it might make the most sense just to take a couple shots here and let him move and be able to get around him because we don't necessarily want to fall into the pit mid-combat. So, that being the case, I think we'll shoot with Dorlin. Let's do a fear test for them first. The resolve is a 42. Down here just a bit. See a bit better. All right, so resolve is 42. 48, so close. Dorlin is afraid of this mummy. -10, but we have a decent amount we can do. Should we go ahead and spin Hunters? We'll pierce 1 armor. They have 4 armor total. Sure, we'll go ahead and expend 1 of our 3 energy now. Shoot twice. Separate attacks here. All right, so a -10 because of fear and a -5, meaning it's just a 65% chance to hit twice here. First one, 83, not a great start. Second, 46, that will hit. It's a d10, piercing 1. All right, max damage, awesome. -4. 2 arrows gone. I want to try to get through a campaign using all the rules we've used, but I think I'm going to drop ammunition after if we keep playing because it's very tedious and hard. I mean, if you can't find arrows, then you're pretty screwed when it comes to playing a ranged character, which is one of my favorite things to play. So we do have an extra luck here, but we're going to hold off. I think we'll... Yep, I guess that's it. Although we can't just reload and shoot. Should we just do that again? Yeah, why not? We'll reload and shoot because we can do that. 65 once again. Okay, 40. 2, that'll all be blocked. All right, but we did have a 10 minus 4, so 6 damage is going to go out on this guy. Now we're unloaded. 3 arrows down. We only have 15. We don't have a lot. I have a feeling Dorland's going to be using that short sword. Unless we can find some arrows in this dungeon. Okay, who's next? Okay, another good guy. Man, I kind of want him to come to us. We can't really get through here, so I think we just have to move him. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just attack over here on the side. See if Bomber is afraid. Resolve is 48. Oh, crit. Nice. He's not afraid. So we'll attack. And why don't we spend an energy with him too? And we'll do our talent here, the powerful blow. All right, so it's just a -5 to hit the mummy. So 68 total. Man, 88. We'll use one of their luck because they have 3. Reroll. Not any better. Okay. Although technically a little better, but not great. All right, who's next? All right, now it's their go. He's a higher undead. So if he's adjacent to a hero, he can't make room. Adjacent, he's just going to attack according to the table. He'll move here. And let's roll d6. On a 6, he'll use a special skill or talent. He doesn't have any. Just going to attack regularly. His attack is a 55. So what's he going to roll here? 92. First one's a miss. No need to check, I guess, because he's just going to attack regularly. 55 again. Yeah, 21. So you got a d10 plus 1 damage. Oof, 9. We'll try dodge. Bomber's dodge is what? 60. Pretty good. 1. Crit again. Dodge goes up. I think we can only do that once per skill. All right, so the dodge happens. That's good. And he can still dodge. He's got a talent that lets him do that, but he has to spend energy to do it. All right, so now it's just the rest of the guys. I wonder if we couldn't put... Can we push... Could we push him into the pit? That would be kind of awesome, actually. I feel like we could. Just deal a d6 to him and then leave him in there. And then figure out how to have him get out or get out. I feel like he couldn't get out. He's probably just dumb, you know? Dummy mummy. But that would be kind of funny if we just pushed him in there. It's fun. It wants to be a role-playing game. So it's fun to kind of make up stuff like that. Let's see who wants to go first. We've talked back and forth about flare being fire or not. It doesn't say it is. I believe we've seen and made rules that it's not. But it sure would be nice if we got that extra damage. I don't think we have any other flame attacks. All right, let's move in. 1, 2. We'll go like 3, 4. And then attack here. I think with a power attack, because we can do that if we spend an energy. First, we got to make sure he's not afeared. Yeah, with Battle Fury, can power attack 2 times this turn. If we use energy. I'm assuming that means you could power attack if you've used your first AP. So yeah, let's do it. We'll spend 1 energy. Do a power attack. Let's see if he's afraid first. His resolve is 37. 42. So he's afraid. Okay. All right, so we have, it's a plus 20, but minus 15. So it's really just a plus 5 for Neely. So we've got 63 here to possibly hit. 33, yeah, that'll hit. So we're gonna pierce some damage, which is good. Pierce some armor, I should say. Plus 1, piercing 1. All right, 5, 6, piercing 1, so 3 more go out on the mummy. Not quite wounded. That's all he can do. Let's move in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just kind of keep distance there, I think. That's everybody. Scenario 2. Remove 1 white chip. That was perfect hearing. And here we go. All right, he gets to go first. He's engaged with 2 different heroes at this point. So let's pick a random one. Go 1 to 3, 4 to 6. So it's Bomber again. Attack according to the table. Just a 1. So he's going to power attack. Oh, we didn't see if he was going to power attack or well. Yeah, it would have been a standard attack last time. Okay. Yeah, plus 20 for them too. Okay. Yikes, so this is a 75. 49. Yep, that'll do. Bomber. So just 4 damage. Not terrible. Let's figure out where. On the leg. What's the armor situation? On Bomber's legs. Nothing. All right, we'll take the 4 damage. That's not terrible. All right, now the heroes get to go. I think we just attack twice with the 2 melee boys and then assess that. All right, so Neely first. And let's do some straight attacks here. I don't think there's any reason to spend any more energy right now. All right, 2 attacks. So we get to ignore his to hit now because he went and power attacked. Okay. Yeah, first one's gonna miss. Second one, 51. Okay, that'll hit. 7 plus 1, 8. Piercing 1, minus 3, so 5 more. What's he at? 10, 14. So he's wounded. 2 attacks from Bomber. First one, yeah, that hits. Second, oh, miss. So first one's just a d6 plus 2. 5 minus 4. He just gets it for 2 more. All right. Now what? Now what? Not a ton we can do here, unless we could reach in and try to touch him. I don't remember if we can necessarily do that diagonally, but we'll say we can for now. There's not much more we can do. So he'll move in. We'll try to do Hand of Death on this guy. First, let's see if he's afraid. Monty's Resolve. 43. He's also afraid. Okay, so it's 8 mana, CV 7. So we need to check combat skill 2. All right, so it says to take the opportunity here to do Arcane Arts first, applying any modifiers. So it's minus 10. Because of fear, and minus the casting value. 63 casting value is 7. So 55. Or no, hang on. There we go. 8. Yeah, that'll go off. Let's do the combat skill check. We also need to get through there. CS plus 20. So 57 here for this to go off. Yeah, 30. Okay. Annoying armor. D10. 5. Okay. So we're at 21. Very close here. And I think we'll just switch to our short sword with Dorlin for his action and just leave him there for now. All right, I think that's it. Right. Scenario. Ooh, a 9. Let the roll within the combat table here. First we need to do a threat roll, so it's 20. And our threat level is 5. $16. Gonna increase it up to 6. Okay. Let's see if we can't deal 4 damage to this guy. Good guy. I think a couple attacks with Bomber. I think he has the better chance of hitting. And I assume he's still got the negative effects of power attack here since he hasn't taken another turn. I don't know if that goes away at the start of a round, at the start of the next turn. I think it's turn. Okay. Yeah, so he's not afraid, so we can just do 2 attacks. Yeah, 73. First one, a crit. Great. We can get point of energy back, which I think we'll do. Roll twice. Take the higher. 5 or 6. 6 will be the higher, for sure. But we're going to block 2 of that. Sorry, 2 is going to go through. We'll block 4 of that still. So there's 2 left. Second attack, 68. That'll hit as well. And we need to roll basically max damage. Oh, and it's +2. Wait, +2. We won. We got him. All right, the mummy goes down. Threat goes up for winning combat. He's down. And that's that. Okay. New round. 5. You gotta make it across this chasm. So, who wants to go? So Bomber's gonna make this dex test. A 57 to jump across. Yeah, he does. And he'll move here. Then he'll move over. Needs a 36 to get across. 26. He does it. A nimble dwarf he is. A couple points of movement here. Monty's turn. Keeps getting lower. 29. Wow. 11. Okay. He'll move. Close the door. And that's another round. Roll threat. 19. It goes up to 8. Thorland's going to move, try to jump across. Dex is 54. Everyone gets across. He'll jump diagonal. How about that? Oh yeah, we'll say we checked the T3 treasure table on our way. So we're doing streamlined treasure. It's an 8. Nothing but scrap. Okay. Makes sense. He's a mummy. Bomber will go. He's going to check this door. I had a 1 and a 2. Again, no locks and no traps. Decent luck here to begin. And good rolls in that combat, too. I'm impressed. See what we have. A large dining hall. The party enters a large hall that appears to be some kind of dining hall. There are several tables with chairs placed in the room. And in one corner is a large fireplace. It's difficult to say when it was last used, but the tables are filled with plates of old food. Alongside the wall is 2 armored mannequins covered in cobwebs. There are 3 tables in the room. They are considered dining tables for searching purposes, and the mannequins can also be searched. Why in the world would you do that? Why would you search creepy old mannequins? Okay, let's get that tile out. We'll set it up and roll for an encounter. Here's the room. We have a 50% shot of dealing with an encounter in this room. Let's roll. And a 79 means no encounter here. Okay. Dorlin is gone. Bomber has gone. Or Bomber's at least open this door. We're going to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Neely will move. Doubly, probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Monty will move 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. So he had 2 goes there. Start a new round here. 10. Okay, roll against threat again. 3. Okay, we need to roll on the scenario table. All right, so we roll a d20 again. Here's what we have. 16. 16 means terrible things. The risk of encounters goes up by 10 in all rooms and quarters for the rest of the quest. This is cumulative, but the max is 70%. Threat decreases by 6, but we can only go down 4 back to our base minimum threat. Okay. Try to remember that plus 10. So we've had a plus 10 now that we've missed one in here. And that'll be plus 20 in the next one if I read that right. Sorry. Dorlin will move in, close the door. That'll be his go because he can still search this table next time. All right, then I think we're just going to search this room, see what's up. Yeah, so 2 action points to search furniture or a corpse. You can also just search the whole room if you want to, which is what I was kind of getting at last time. So we'll search table, mannequin table. We'll go here first. Dining table, you could find some rations, which would be great. We do need some of those. Not great. We'll just roll on the dungeon riskily. The table here, 1 to 4, we get a ration. Nope. Neely will do the same. Nope. And we'll search the mannequins. And I believe we ran into this before. Not finding exactly what they're meant to be. They're statues. There's nothing called a mannequin. Could be a statue. If you roll a 10 on a statue, you awaken a gargoyle, which would be terrible. Okay, and forums say it's an armor rack, not a mannequin. Okay. Here we go. On a 10, we find nothing. Indeed, the mannequins say armor rack in the searchable things. Okay, time to start a new round. All right, here's the beginning of a new round. We'll go ahead and search this table here with Dorlin. On a 7. Nothing, unfortunately. All right, and I think we're just going to ignore the rest of that. We'll keep moving. 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually, let's say we move these guys first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then he will try this door. There we go. All right, a 3 and an 8. On an 8, we do have a locked door with wounds of 15 and pick lock of -10. Okay. But it's not trapped, which is good. Here we go. Here's our handy token here. All right. We need to start a new round again. Try to get him up there to pick it. All right, 2. Here is another roll in case we need it. I can't remember if I rolled. All right, 9. Yeah, so we did forget. So we'll have that 3 count as that first round, and then that 9 is another scenario roll. So yeah, we need to roll against threat. 10, so we're up above. We'll keep going up. Roland can double move. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And we'll go 1, 2. I think we can slide in there. 3, 4. Try to open this door. We can pick locks for 1. So we have quick fingers. This is at a -10. Our pick lock skill here is 72. So we're going to take away 10 from that, and we need a 62. There we go. Yeah, 56. We got it. We picked that lock. So this door will fling open. We'll see what's next. Here we have another corridor. There are 2 different openings in this corridor, each covered with heavy wooden doors. No special rules here. All right, so we'll have a 50% chance of encountering something in this hallway because of the 10 from missing this, and the 10, that's just the base increase we have to our encounter rolls. So we'll grab this tile and keep going. Okay, so I'm reading back over the encounters section of the 2nd edition rulebook, and what it looks like to me is that you roll the normal encounter chance, and then after 4 tiles have been placed without an encounter, then you start increasing things by 10. What I remember from 1st edition is that you increased it by 10 for every encounter you don't roll. So that seems a little bit different. I'll double check that, but we're going to go from what it seems like here, which is this will actually just be a 40% chance, as 1 to a 40 to roll because of the base 30 and the 10 that we have from our threat roll a couple turns ago. That's how I'm interpreting it, and that seems different from what I remember. It has been a while since we played, but maybe I read it wrong the first time, or maybe that has changed. If you know for sure, let me know down below. But yeah, so this will just be a 40% chance to roll an encounter here. And it's a 91. Okay, so nothing there. So we have 2 tiles placed down without an encounter. We'll have to remember that. 2 more, and then we'll start increasing by another 10. All right. Neely will move in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1 more. Monty's moving 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be that. So next round, 8. Double move with Dorlin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go 1 and close. Or do we want to search this corridor tile? We just search this corridor. We haven't done that much. All right, so we'll start a new round. 2. And we're just going to search the whole tile. All right, here's what we'll do. We'll have these 3 search, meaning we can add 15 to the perception roll, and then we'll save Neely's turn to open another door. We're getting close to 10. All right, so it's 2 action points. We're going to make a perception test. If successful, we're going to roll on the table to the left. Okay, 2 hero searching is plus 10. Per hero searching in excess is plus 5. Yeah, so who wants to do this? 36, 25, and 40. Monty has the best perception, so let's roll him. Adding 15 because our other 2 adventurers there below Neely are helping. So a 55 total. 55. 84. Nope, didn't happen. Okay, Neely's going to try to open this door. Up to 8. Just a little closer for this. Ooh, max roll on the D10, meaning this is the hardest lock to pick. Yeah, door locked with 25 here. But it's not trapped, that's good. Should we use luck? Can we use luck on these? It says a roll that affects the heroes. It's not quite affecting the heroes. All right, well, we'll have to roll really well to unlock that. Don't think we're going to do anything else with Neely at this point. Let's start a new round. Okay, 4. Time for some actions. We'll move Bomber up to try to lock pick again. So this is minus 20 to our lock pick. We have a couple luck points here. So a 52. We might use a luck here to reroll. Yeah, 69. Let's use luck. A 1. Perfect. Okay. Did we get energy back? No, we're good. All right. Now let's see what's behind this door. Okay, another corridor. This is the cross corridor. It splits in 2 ways at a crossway, leaving 3 possible ways to go. There's nothing special to observe in this corridor, but the cold, moisty stone walls. No special rules. We're dealing cards in 3 piles from the bottom. Place each pile by an opening. Okay, tricky. This is where the partial map will come in handy. Although it doesn't look like we could place this tile. What we might do is we might, just for simplicity's sake, I think we're going to move it over here. All right, we'll get that tile out and get things set up. All right, so not being able to place this particular tile here, it feels like a dead end, so we're going to say we found a secret door here. This feels like the most appropriate place to put it, and we'll put out our corridor tile there, dealing cards from the bottom around. Could have just moved the door over, but couldn't quite find a good explanation on secret doors and like how they work. But for simplicity, we're just saying we found a door right next to where we were. That's where we're headed. We're going to put 3 doors out. And now it's about to get tricky. Going to deal cards from the bottom. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. There we go. Let's roll for an encounter here. Another corridor, so it's a 40 and another 90. How about that? Crazy. All right, so we'll get into here. This has been the most peaceful dungeon. Don't necessarily need to jinx it, but I'm a little shocked. Normally we're pretty beaten up at this point with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles out, almost half the dungeon down. But now it's going to get tricky. We'll definitely use our partial map in a minute. So let's roll to start a new scenario. And we do have a 10. Let's roll against our threat. Actually at 9, we're almost to the point where we need to summon a monster. It is 5. Okay, so time to roll again. So 6 on the threat tracker means what? A wandering monster has appeared and threat goes down 5. Back to the base. Okay, so we'll put that tile right way down here. It's off camera. Here's our wandering monster token. It's right at the threshold. And we'll start a new round. Okay, so we need to do some actions. In between my last recording session and this one, I did notice that the writing on encounters and the increase in a chance to come across one is the same. So I may have been doing encounters a little bit wrongly. I read it first as you add 10 for every tile after you don't have an encounter, but it seems to me like you wait 4 tiles, which is actually where we are now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then increase for 10. I don't know. We'll play this dungeon the same way we've been playing it, which is adding 10 after this position. But yeah, if you have any clarity on that, just let me know. I'd love to figure out exactly how to do that. But I was surprised that it read the same way, and I'm not sure why I was interpreting it differently. Okay, so we have 3 doors here now. We have a wandering monster right down here at the beginning. Right there, he is right there. And here we are. My gut is to check this middle door. It has 3 cards, and we've got 3 here and 2 here, but just the way that the deal was done, it feels like this is the higher likelihood of that objective room popping up. So we may go straight ahead first. We do have a partial map. We can kind of look in there. The thing that would stink, though, is if we go do the partial map and then it's the bottom card, because we can only look at 2 with the partial map. But first and foremost, we have to get there. So let's take some actions. And again, this door, we couldn't put this tile down. This door is here because we just treated this like a secret door and moved our entrance over here. So let's move in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll go double move there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double move. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and close this door. So that's it for that round. Let's roll again. My dice are scattered because I played D&D last night. Here we go. All right, just a 4 there. What's next? All right, so in reading the partial map description, it says that we can look at any 2 cards in the exploration deck as long as we put them back in the same order. So it seems like we can poke around. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and use that partial map. We're going to look at the first one here, throne room, and then we're going to look at the bottom one, library. Okay. We'll discard the partial map, get a little bit of encumbrance back. We do have to move our wandering monster too. All right, so with this door closed, we need to roll. On a 1, it'll stay put, but on a 2 to 6, it'll keep going. It's a 2, so it's gonna move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we've used our partial map. Now we just need to do some actions. Is the objective behind that second deck? I'm bummed we didn't find it. Wish we had another one. Wish we had a partial map. Okay, let's stick with our gut. We'll go forward. And yeah, I think we'll just try this door up here. Increase threat. A 1 and a 1. So another open door. They're awfully confident around here. So we know what this is. This is the throne room. Whoever has been residing here apparently decided a throne room would be appropriate, but most of the room is ruined now. The walls cannot be passed through, and it blocks line of sight. The weapon rack, dead adventurer, and the chest can be searched. Okay, we'll grab that and keep going. Okay, here is our throne room tile, and we're going to roll for an encounter now. Now, an encounter in a room is 50%. We have a plus 10 because of the threat roll we had to do earlier. And now we're going to add another 10% onto this encounter roll because we haven't encountered anything for most of the dungeon, insanely. But we are at max now. This particular room has a 70% chance, and we can't go any higher. So on a 1 to 70, we'll get something to fight. And sure enough, we've got a 60. Okay, so now we're going to have a combat. And we'll roll on the encounter table. A D20 roll here. All right, that's a 4. So we're going to add 30 to that, meaning we're going to have a 34. Let's see what that is in the bestiary. That's close to what we rolled before, I believe. Here we go, 34. Skeletons and dire wolves. A D6 skellies with long swords and shields. and a D3 worth of dire wolves. Okay. How many skeletons? Just one skeleton. Okay. And dire wolves? Middle. So 2 dire wolves, 1 skeleton haunting this lonely throne room. Okay, we'll go ahead and get that out, set up the encounter, and do some combat.